Good morning. Happy Wednesday. All empathic sensitive souls. How are we feeling today? I just glanced at my weather on the computer and it says cold weather. When now? Ah! I think it's like 28 degrees. It's a little chilly here in southwest Wisconsin. I have not seen frost all week, even though there have been frost warnings, but I haven't chanced looking outside today. It's a little scary yet. I have to go out there soon enough. I'm not going to push it. So, we've been discussing being stuck in your feelings, stuck in your emotions, not being able to move forward. And I think a lot of us are feeling that, especially now when the world is going totally crazy. And I find that it's not just I'm crazy at work or feeling crazy or feeling the craziness at work, because work in itself is insane, but I'm really starting to sense it from all around me. Now, ever since the lockdowns in 2020 and moving forward, people have been in this weird vibe. And I don't even know how to describe it anymore. Sometimes you get where people are energized and excited and happy and woo woo. And then sometimes you get where it's almost like you're back in lockdown where people are just angry and upset, and I don't get it. Every morning on the way to work, there is some lady that drives totally insane and will blow by me like I'm standing still. Now, my question is, can't you get up 10 minutes earlier so you don't have to put everybody else's life in jeopardy to drive insane on the road? Just asking from a safety standpoint. And especially now, this time of year where it's pitch black out when I leave the house and the deer are running. The possums are out, the skunks are out, the raccoons are out, and the deer. The rest of them I can deal with, but the deer, they do a lot more damage. So it gets very frustrating for me, and I try to breathe through it, and it's okay, it's going to be a great day, but it's still just, right? And then I get to work, and there's so many people going, so by the time I get home, uh, I'm done with peopling for the day. So one of my behaviors that I'm not proud of or happy about as I get into the repetitive behavior, engaging in unproductive behaviors like endless scrolling on Facebook, being sucked into watching crazy stuff on YouTube, really binge watching a series like I cannot stop watching this because I have to watch it till the end of the season and I can pause it at any time. So why do I think I need to watch all 15 episodes in one night? Right? But it's a way for me to disengage from all the hoopla that is going on. So what are we supposed to do when we're stuck in that repetitive behavior? When we're stuck in the insanity that is the world and it's a coping mechanism for us? How do we get out of that repetitive behavior? How do we break that cycle? Well, isn't always the first step acknowledging it? Accepting that, well, these are my emotions right now. And sometimes that you just need that downtime. You just need that. I just can't deal with the world. I have to do self-care and sit with it, relax with it. But instead of endlessly scrolling, I'm going to go drink some water instead of eating the potato chips next to me. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to go do something else. And I have to set a timer. If I don't set a timer and that alarm goes off, I'm stuck there for hours. It is craziness. And I have to tell myself, okay, I needed that downtime. I needed that time to regroup and my mind is constantly circling and thinking I'm not really focused on what the TV show is. I couldn't even tell you half of the stuff and the memes I've seen on Facebook because it's it's mindless. But my mind is always working on puzzles and emotions and scenes that have occurred throughout my day. Another way to combat this repetitive behavior is to identify what triggers it. For me, it's the drama at work that really gets me. If I can set the drama aside before I get home, then I've got a really good chance of not slipping into the doldrums of watching TV. Sometimes I really need to just gently shift my energy from the TV to, well, I'm going to text a friend and see what they're up to and change my focus from having to watch the TV show to something else. And sometimes that's all it takes to break that like lock I have on zeroing in on the TV and oh yeah, I got clothes in the dryer. And it's funny because every once in a while I'll come across a meme that says, and just so you know, this is a message for you. If you're receiving this today, this is 100% for you. Don't forget you have clothes in the dryer. I'm like, perfect, because I did. A lot of times I really have to challenge myself to change the narrative, to change my story, to change this storyline I have built up in my imagination of what and why. And just, I'm setting it to the side. I need to focus on something else now. A lot of times I will put on, I love classical music. I love the 40s and 50s music. And there's a lot of jazzy type YouTube videos out there that I'll put on and listen to that and do stuff around the house. And sometimes I'll even put on a 10-minute grounding meditation and I breathe through it and I listen to it and I practice what it's telling me to do. And a lot of times I can come out of that and I'm like, oh, some of that emotional overcharge is dissipating and I can function again. Because I think a lot of the emotion that we feel isn't necessarily ours. There's nights where I just need somebody to talk to. I called my own coach and talked to them for about 2 hours the other night. We shared stories, but it was just needing someone to say, I hear you. I understand. This is how you feel. You have a right to feel this way. And what do you want to do about it? What do you want to get out of it? What do you want to change? How could we go about taking these steps to change? And then be self-compassionate. Give myself the grace to make these changes. And a lot of times, it's for me, it's got to be baby steps. Because there is so much coming at me that I make very small changes. But those small changes add up to a big change over time. I try to do things that I enjoy doing, like crafting, because it really engages the brain. The other weekend, it took me 6 hours to make 2 cards. I'm like, it, for me to focus in and come up with ideas was the hardest part, but I did it. I didn't worry about the laundry. I didn't worry about making chili. I just focused on making the cards, and I rather enjoyed myself. So if I can pull myself out of the mindless repetition of doing the same blah, 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 blah over and over again until it becomes a habit that's not so good, and then when that habit becomes ingrained that is not so good, it's even harder to pull myself out of it. So shifting my focus and challenging my self story that's going on in my head, practicing some grounding and some mindfulness. I seek support from my own life coach, giving myself self compassion, acknowledging it's okay to have these feelings. And no one can tell you that what you're feeling isn't what you're feeling. You shouldn't feel that way. Well, how do you know how I should feel? Right? As an intuitive life coach, I know. As an intuitive emotional healer, I know what I need to do. It's just not always easy to do it for myself. That's why I have my own coach. If you need to talk to someone, if you need to work through being stuck in your emotions, if you need to work on changing the narrative of your life and you need some help getting over the hump, contact me. I am here to help you. That's my job. Hope you all have a fantastic Wednesday. I'm hoping that it'll be quiet and peaceful at work. I'm hoping. The drive-in's going to be safe. I put that intention out in the universe. Have a fantastic day. I will check in on Friday to see how the rest of the week has gone. Bye for now, everyone. Take care.